Hi, how you doing? I'm Jim Hustert from lightmusic.com. So, if you're interested in becoming a producer or being able to record your own songs, this is the video for you. I'm going to talk about the big 5 things that you need in order to do it. The good news is you don't have to spend loads of money, and it is totally doable from the comfort of your own home. So here we go, the big 5, definitive, as per Larp Music. Okay, so number 1 is a computer. It may sound obvious, and it is, but you do need a computer, as even if you go into a big studio these days, everything happens within a computer, within the digital realm. Okay, so number 2, the second thing you're going to need is software, sometimes called a digital audio workstation or a DAW. This is the software which lives on your computer and allows you to be able to record, manipulate, edit, etc., audio and MIDI information. The big 3. First, Logic, which is my DAW of choice. It seems to be an industry standard for composers who deal with a lot of sort of MIDI and sampled instruments. It's pretty cheap and it does everything you could ever need. Another one to mention is Pro Tools, which is kind of the industry standard within recording studios and when recording audio. It's very rare that you'll rock up to a recording studio that doesn't use Pro Tools. And number 3 is Ableton, which is very good for electronic stuff, particularly because some of the functionality within Ableton is really good for a live scenario if you wanted to perform live and do tracks live. So those are the big 3. There are lots of others, but 2, software, you're going to need it. So number 3, you're going to need a sound card. A sound card is essentially what allows you to be able to interface with your computer. So this little box of goodies was my first sound card, the Edirol, whatever it is. Basically, it's sometimes called an ADDA converter. What it means is analog to digital, digital to analog. What does that mean? Basically means analog signal goes in here. Basically, that's me singing or playing a guitar. Digital signal converts it into digital information, sends it into the computer, tweak it, manipulate it, whatever, in the computer. Digital information comes back into here, converted into analog, out into the speakers so we can hear it. So this little guy basically does everything you could probably need. You can interface guitar or bass via the jacks on the inputs on the front. These are also XLR inputs, so you can use condenser microphones or any kind of microphone. And this is an entry-level unit. This is about 150 quid, $180, and basically allows you to do whatever it is you're going to want to be able to do in terms of recording audio and interfacing with your computer. So sound card, number 3, going to need one of these. Okay, so number 4 is a microphone. Now, I'm assuming you're going to be recording some kind of audio, and even if you're a dance producer or an electronic producer, there is no substitute for having a little bit of the real deal in there, whether that's vocals or a bit of percussion or whatever. So the 2 main types of microphones are dynamic and condenser. This is a dynamic microphone. This is not what you want to be recording with. This is for singing live on stage. It's an SM58, and you will find them all over the world whenever you're performing live. If you want to record audio, we're talking about a condenser microphone. You've got 2 different types of condenser microphone here. One is a small diaphragm condenser, the other is a large diaphragm condenser. Technically, with this large diaphragm condenser, you can record pretty much anything. You can record vocals, you can record an acoustic guitar, a violin, whatever it might be. This bad boy will do the job. This is a smaller microphone. This is probably for miking up instruments more than vocals. You probably wouldn't record vocals with this. I prefer these when I'm recording guitar to one of these, but that's not to say you can't get good results using one of these. So if you're looking for one microphone, an entry-level microphone to be able to record any kind of audio bits and bobs, probably a large diaphragm condenser. This is the Rode NT2A. It costs about 250 quid and is a good start. There is a slightly cheaper version, which is the NT1, but either one of those microphones will get you flying in terms of recording pretty much anything you want to be able to record. So number 5 is a MIDI controller. You don't necessarily need a MIDI controller. You can get away with doing things with a mouse within the computer. However, if you're going to use sampled instruments, i.e. cellos, I don't have a cello, I don't play the cello, but sometimes I want to use cello sounds, you're probably going to want to get a MIDI controller. There's 2 different types. There's one which looks like a piano keyboard, so certainly as a pianist, you're probably going to want to get one of these. And there's also one which is just sort of like a beat pad, so you've got little squares and you can trigger. So for programming beats, you're going to get a better groove with that or with this than you are just simply drawing in the dots. But yeah, basically this is a musical instrument digital interface. So I don't have a cello, but I want to play in a cello part. I can do so by pressing the key here. That sends information into the computer. The computer then assigns the different sample. It could be a cello, could be a violin, could be an accordion, could be a piano, could be a hurdy-gurdy, and then that sound then plays over the computer. So certainly from musicality point of view, a piano-based MIDI controller is good. From a beats point of view, a beat pad would be great. Not 100% necessary, but definitely going to make life a bit easier. So there you have it, the big 5 things that you need in order to be able to start producing music today, pretty much. So you've got your computer, you've got your software or your digital audio workstation, you've got a sound card which allows you a computer to interface with instruments in the real world, you've got your microphones which allows you to capture that sound, and then you've got your MIDI controller, whether that be a keyboard or a beat-based one. And then it's just about the know-how. It's just about taking these things, experimenting, having fun, recording stuff, chopping it up, playing around with it, and that's pretty much it. It's about having fun with it. So there's loads of tutorials online. Lark Music's got some tutorials up there. The Recording Revolution's got some great tutorials. Or alternatively, at Lark Music, if you're London-based, we offer one-to-one production sessions where you get to come in and we'll go through things and practice it in real time. So yeah, so go out there, have fun, make some tunes. So one thing I've not mentioned in the big 5 is speakers or monitors. The reason I've not mentioned these is because initially when you're just starting to have a go and having a mess around, you can just plug this into your home stereo system in order to be able to hear stuff. Obviously the quality is not going to be as good as when you've got some monitors, but initially it works. As you progress and as you want to sort of get better mixes, you're going to need some speakers which are presenting a more clear and natural sound. So these monitors here are very different to the speakers that you have at home. The speakers at home are meant to make things sound good. These are meant to make things sound real, so you can really hear what's going on sonically with what you've recorded, and you can manipulate it and change it accordingly. As you get further on, monitors, it's a different story, but initially you probably don't need them. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was useful. I certainly know when I started producing music I wasn't 100% sure where to start, so hopefully that gives you a rough idea. If this was useful, feel free to subscribe. There's loads more videos to come, or pop over to larkmusic.com or larkmusic.co.uk where there's loads of other bits and bobs which will hopefully help you just have a load of fun making music. So thanks very much.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so number 5, the 5th thing you're going to need. Oh, stop. So MIDI stands for Musical Interface Digital. What the fuck does it stand for again? Cool. So there you go. The big 5: computer, software, sound card, MIDI controller. Missed one. But yeah, I think the last take was much better. So let's fuck it.